Hello, Andy. This is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig.
Hi, welcome back to Wallet Gaming, still episode 352 of the Wallet Game Podcast. Me, David. I forgot to mention the first part of the show, sponsored by Games Inspired Music. Please subscribe to it, please buy it, stream it. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. And as always, our first 100 podcasts are available at audiobooksontape.com. Now, I did get an email for the first time in months that there was a problem with this. It was one of our fans, so if you're watching this, please, thank you for reaching out. We signed a deal with a company in the UK, which is where I'm from, that would produce and release these cassettes, which is amazing. And I did know that he did suffer with is it a blood condition? I know that he was ill quite a lot, in and out of hospital, and I went onto the website, audiobooksontape.com, and as if I was going to buy a cassette myself, I clicked on buttons, and it just says, unfortunately, due as the store owner is in hospital or not well or something like that. It wasn't great, but unfortunately it looks as though the site is actually down at the minute and they're not producing any of these things. So I wish him the very best, and if anyone's watching this that knows him, our heart goes out to them. Please feel better soon, you know. I'm not going to be patronising and say get well. It's like just feel better, be yourself. Hopefully, you know, things will improve, and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, anyone knows him, reach out, just say we've said, you know, all the best and all that to him. I will just mention the fact that the games we've been playing this week, I will just go straight into the games now. So first up, Contra Rogue Core. Now, me in the UK with I think is it the Americans say lieutenant and we say lieutenant and all that sort of stuff. We say corpse. We don't say core. So it's very weird, me being when I first was watching all these old game shows and stuff from the time when I was 10, watching all these old game shows back in the day, seeing all these stuff, and in my head I'd be watching all these things and I'd say, oh, it's Rogue Corps, or it's whatever the Mega Drive game was called. I've completely forgotten. I'm not a big Contra fan, so I never came up in conversation much. And then I was watching some probably IGN stuff, because they're everywhere, aren't they? American, everywhere. And they were going about Rogue Core, and I was like, I've never even heard of that game. So I was googling around, and it's like, they're on about the corpse. Yeah. So this game, I think it was is it the PlayStation one? No. I am an idiot, an absolute idiot. This is the game that was on the Xbox 360, I believe it was. More of a over-the-shoulder 3D run and gun sort of game. I found it okay, very basic, very cinematic sort of shooter. The camera's always pointing to where you want to be looking and things like that, and it was alright. It wasn't the greatest. Graphically, it weren't good. It looked like a shiny 360 game, but not. It looked like a shiny PS2 sort of game. It looks like it was designed for that sort of system and then just buffed up a little bit. Might be wrong, but that's what I feel. So I'll cut on to the next sort of game, and it's Car X Drift Racing Online. And this one, it's a very basic looking game. It looks very simple. Again, it looks like a PS2 game given the high res buff treatment. But unlike the Contra game, the handling mechanics and the physics models and all that feel much more modern, and the game, as you're racing around, you can get proper good drifts going, which is, I guess is the name of the game. But you can get proper drifts around these tracks, and it feels really good, really satisfying. I was coming from it from, I don't like drift sort of games, so I was coming from it from just the angle of point and squirt, straight lines, shallow corners, get onto the accelerator as soon as you get off the apex of the corner and all that sort of that. Your proper basic driving sort of games. And I did alright, it looks alright, it plays amazing. I got a lot of fun out of this game. So it's cheap. So I'd recommend giving it a quick go if you're interested in drifting, because it's got a really good mechanic there, and really good handling model, and it feels good. These games, you go on the feel, not on the graphics. Next game, Movie House, the Film Studio Tycoon, and this one, I played it on the Mac, so I guess it was MacBook and PC available. I'd have a guess it will be out, or it is out on like mobile, sort of iOS and Android. Now I'm gonna get the name wrong because I can't even remember what the name was. But does anyone remember the game that came out? Oh, it must be about 10 years ago now, where you actually start up your own games company. You create games. You get an option of 3 choices of what you want it to do, what you want that to do, the developer, the thing, the blah blah blah, and you just get. It just takes like 3-4 months to do, and the more bugs you squash, the more things you do, it creates a better game. And you train your team up, your staff up, and you get bigger headquarters, bigger things, bigger budgets. This is identical gameplay wise. You start off as a short film sort of studio, create movies, hire writers, hire a director. You tell it you want it to be a spaceship, set on a spaceship, an adventure movie featuring a good guy that's a cop going against zombies. Certain genres, it's got like a match genre, so they click better and give you better scores. Better writers, better directors, make the movies better. You can then put these films up to the Sundance festivals, film festivals. There we go. You can put these films up to in the festivals to gain more hype and more buzz, and then you release them to the cinemas to make more money back. You can either self-publish, or you can pay another company to release it for you. They will either give you a lump sum, or they'll give you a percentage of the money that's made. And I got right into it. I thought it was really good fun. It's more, I'd say I'd like it better as a mobile game, so you can be watching TV and just clicking buttons random, because you don't need to be on the screen dedicated for that long. But it's a bloody good game. I'd recommend it. Movie House, the Film Studio Tycoon. Next up, EA Sports NHL 23. Now, I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference between NHL 22 or NHL 23. It looks nice, it plays nice, it's fluid, it's smooth. Yeah, I'm not going to go deep into this because, as I say, I've lost faith in a lot of the EA stuff. The FIFA series has gone really slow, really watered down to focus on the online aspects of it. This game, it wasn't as fast as I remember the NHL 94s, back in the day, but it's still got a good whip to it. The turning circles better than it used to be on some of these 3D-ified games, so I'd recommend it. It's a good little game. I liked it. Next up we have Ride 4, and I only really started playing this one again because I've read that Ride 5's been announced, so I thought I'll go back to this, have a quick go. And it's one of these games that I really liked. Ride 2 I think it was, but Ride 4 just didn't quite get into as much. I don't know why, maybe the structure of the gameplay's been made harder, things like that. But you get the real sense of weight to the bike, you get a real sense of feel with the handling and that. And graphically, it's good. Nothing special, but it's good. Some of the time, on some tracks with some weather conditions, it looks almost realistic. But then on other conditions and other sets and other tracks, it looks just remotely rubbish. But if you like motorbikes, then I would recommend this is a good game. It's one of the better motorbike games that you can buy. And I guess Ride 5 won't be out till the end of this year-ish. So yeah, buy this if it's on sale. It's a nice little game, Ride 4. Next up, Castle Crumble. This one it's like a 3D-ified Angry Birds, and you just launch things at a big castle. You have targets to aim for. You can hit things, set off dynamite and things, and it's just particle effects, rocks tumbling down, mobile sort of game. It's a fun 10-minute distraction. I wouldn't say I'd give my life to the game, but I enjoy these sort of things where you just watch all the castle fall apart and stuff. Nice little game. Graphically, it's good for a mobile game. I hate saying those sort of words, but yeah, for a mobile game, it's actually not bad. And I guess we'll go on to the last game that we played this week. That is Dead or Alive 1 Ultimate, and this one is but it's not a remake as such, but it's like, I never guess, it's like the PC code of the original Dead or Alive being smoothed out and redone. And I think it was originally on the original Xbox, and because of Xbox backwards compatibility stuff, you can buy these. I think you can get the Dead or Alive 1, 2, 3 and 4 and maybe 5 as well. Is there 6 Dead or Alives? Can't remember now. Was it 5 that had the Street Fighter, the Virtua Fighter characters, Jackie and Sarah? Can't remember now. But anyway, this one, it looks like a 98, 2000 sort of game. It looks very minimal, but the Dead or Alive series always had a bit of flair, a bit of flash, and they always look good. You running on the Sega's Model 2 arcade board. It was a good rival to the Virtua Fighter 2 series, and they kept it quite similar. So with the 3 buttons, so guard, punch and kick, hold 2 buttons to throw, and yeah, it was a good little game, and even now it plays really well. So we'll just mention that we do have a review up on the website. It's the Movie House, the Film Studio Tycoon. Other than that, I think, as I said in the intro bit, we are looking at redoing a lot of our weekly segments. So I'm not going to go into details because I think I'm going to record 2 or 3 episodes of each one, and then I can always be a couple of weeks ahead, if that makes any sense. I don't know if anyone else does YouTubey stuff, but making a video can take 2 hours to 2 days. So if I get 2 or 3 in the bag per week for the next few weeks, then I can go and I can have an off week and still be there. So that is the idea there.